Welcome to Pat Stats Breaking News. It has been quite an eventful day in Major League Baseball today. We have had some free agent signings. Today was the deadline for teams and players to settle on contracts for players who are arbitration eligible. And today was also the international signing deadline, or start of the time period where international players sign, but a lot of them sign early as they did today. We also have some normal off-season rumors with free agents and potentially some trades that we'll get into all in today's video. But to lead off today's video, we will start by bringing you the biggest news. And it involves the New York Yankees. They have re-signed second baseman, first baseman, third baseman, technically DJ LeMahieu. The contract is reportedly 6 years, $90 million with the New York Yankees. This is a move, in my opinion, the Yankees had to have made. If they didn't, they would have heard it from their fan base. They would have heard it from a lot of people. And quite frankly, they could not go into 2021 without DJ LeMahieu. He was so important to their teams for the past two seasons. He was, in my opinion, clearly the MVP of those two teams in the last 2 years. Not only because he was a batting champion last year, not only because he was a clutch hitter, but he was good for the clubhouse. He is fine defensively, in my opinion, can play multiple positions in the infield, and just an all-around good player who the Yankees have finally re-signed. It took more time than people expected. People thought it would have been done in December, but it took until the middle of January for that to happen. Now, 6 years, $90 million is less than what pretty much everybody thought LeMahieu was going to get. There were reports saying that it was going to be over $100 million, 5 years, potentially $25 million a year. That's not what happened. LeMahieu, you saw a report a couple of days ago where he was exploring options with other teams, but the Yankees, they've said publicly that LeMahieu was their number one goal for this offseason, and LeMahieu had also said that he wants to return back to the Yankees, and that is exactly what happened. He took less money per year, the AAV, but took 2 more years than any other offer he had on the table. 6 years, $90 million. As for if this is a good deal for the Yankees, LeMahieu, I have to go with the Yankees because the Yankees are on kind of a fixed budget. They lost a lot of money in 2020 due to the pandemic. They relied on stadium attendance, and obviously there was no stadium attendance last year, so that really hurt them. With that being said, they still wanted to sign LeMahieu at the right price. And LeMahieu, again, who wanted to come back, it just worked for more years and less money. That's what it basically came down to. He had an offer reportedly with the Blue Jays for about 4 years, $78 million. More AAV, but again, less years. And then for the Yankees, who came in, offered more years, a little bit more money, less AAV. But for a team that he wanted to go to, in my opinion, it was a no-brainer for him. And as right before I was about to record this video, the Yankees have reportedly made another move, signing former 2-time Cy Young Award winner Corey Kluber, as this day for the Yankees keeps getting better. Kluber, again, who has been a Cy Young Award winner in the past, has battled some injuries the past 2 seasons, only pitched 1 inning in 2020, and then was out for the season. So for the Yankees, who really need starting rotation help, this is a very good start. They also need a veteran in their rotation. Corey Kluber adds those 2 things. And the upside with him is very high. If he's even half of what he was as a Cy Young Award winner, that's not bad. And for the Yankees, again, who need rotation help, it's a good start. Aside from the Yankees, a lot of other things happened in baseball today. I mentioned before, today was the deadline for teams to agree with a player on a contract for the next season to avoid arbitration. Some of the main players, the more well-known players that agreed to a deal were Cody Bellinger with the Dodgers at $16.1 million, Aaron Judge in the Yankees at $10.175 million, Javier Baez with the Cubs, $11.65 million, Trey Turner with the Nationals, $13 million, Chris Bryant with the Cubs, $19.5 million, Francisco Lindor with the Mets, $22.3 million, and Gleyber Torres with the Yankees for $4 million. I'm sure there are other players that I'm forgetting on this list or someone that has not been announced yet, but those are the main players that we know about. Obviously, so many players signed a contract. Well, not really signed a contract, but agreed on a contract for next year. And I'm not going to read you all those because there are probably about more than 100 that signed today. I also mentioned before that today was the start of the international signing deadline, international signing time frame. And the top international prospect, Yoelkis Cespedes, the half-brother of former Met and current free agent Yoenis Cespedes, signed with the White Sox for $2.05 million. And a lot of other international players signed today as well. And as for the league, we also got a report today that the league is apparently getting closer, it seems like, to finalizing rules for 2021. They really have not said much about this year. We had the report about a month ago when Ron Manfred told teams to prepare that there was not going to be a DH for next year. Well, it seems like that could change, as apparently, again, this is all reportedly and nothing is confirmed, that they are sort of negotiating. And the two things that look like they're going to stay are the 7-inning doubleheaders and the extra inning rule, starting with a runner around second base. Two things that were implemented last year for the pandemic-shortened season, and it looks like they will be here to stay for at least 2021. And as for a couple other just normal offseason rumors, the Phillies have reportedly made a 5-year offer to free agent catcher JT Realmuto, slightly north of $100 million. Of course, Realmuto was on the Phillies for the past 2 seasons and is the best catcher in baseball. And he wants a lot of money. And the Phillies, who again, unlike the Yankees, lost a lot of money last year because of the pandemic, they need a catcher, and Realmuto would be a perfect fit for them. But if the money is right, I think he will go there. And that is my official prediction right now. Realmuto will go to the Phillies at some point. I don't know if it will be this whatever they offered today, but at some point I think they will agree. My prediction, the official past stats prediction, goes to 5 years, $115 million. Just a guess, we'll see when it lands up. And the final point of interest, the Mets. It was reported earlier in the day that they were close to a deal with Brad Hand, and then a few minutes later, Ken Rosenthal, who originally reported the deal, said that it wasn't exactly close yet, but they are in the Mets do have serious interest. So while that deal is not official, it looks like the Mets will be pursuing Brad Hand, and hopefully that deal will be agreed upon shortly soon. That is all for Patch Stats today. Again, a pretty eventful day in baseball. If you want to watch some more Patch Stats, this is my most recent upload, and this is the video that YouTube recommends you watch. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.